Hello everyone, I'm International Master Andrew Martin and welcome to this new chess-based course on Learn to Play the Vienna. Now the Vienna, which starts e4, e5 and then knight c3, is an interesting and varied opening which seems content to play second fiddle to the Ruy Lopez and the Italian game in the modern era. And this surprises me. Perhaps at the highest level, grandmasters believe that the other openings that I mentioned give a better chance of getting a slight edge out of the opening. But the Vienna is also quite a dangerous opening to play. Now, on this course, I'm going to teach you how to play the various lines of the Vienna, hopefully successfully. And along the way, if you learn all the ways that the Vienna can develop out of the opening, you'll become quite a dangerous opponent to face. So what options does White have generally in the main lines? Well, I'm just going to play one move here, knight f6. Now, the first option is that White can play with f4. There are two positional points to the Vienna. The first of these is to clamp down on the square d5 to make it quite difficult for Black to achieve his freeing break. Put d7 to d5, or at least if he wants to play that move, then White can gain an advantage after he plays it. The second idea is to keep the f-pawn free, and this leads us to our first set of variations where White plays with f4, and White can do that after knight f6 or knight c6, but of course after knight c6 it's much more risky because Black can take the pawn, threatening queen h4 check. And White's got to be careful he doesn't get stranded in some inferior line of the King's Gambit when you get to this position. So lines with f4 are dangerous and White can certainly consider them. The second set of lines is a collection where White plays more quietly with bishop to c4. For instance, let's just play a move, knight f6, bishop to c4, let's say knight c6, and then pawn to d3. You'll note that White has kept the f-pawn free to go. He may or may not play with f4 in this line. But generally here, this is quite a solid way for White to proceed, developing the pieces and eyeing the square f7. So that's the second set of variations. In the third set of variations, White plays with g3. And you can play this line more or less irrespective of what Black plays on the second move, knight f6, knight c6, and so on. This is a more positional way to play and a quiet way to play the Vienna. But it can be dangerous. For instance, White's plan here, left to his own devices, will be something like bishop to g2, pawn to d3, knight to e2, castles, and then eventually, at the right moment, to play f2 to f4. Get rid of these arrows. So yeah, this is White's idea, and to go for a kingside attack. And this is a variation that could easily creep up on Black if he's not careful. If he doesn't play precisely, he can easily end up facing a ferocious kingside attack. So those are the three ways to play the Vienna we'll be looking at on this course, and I hope you enjoy it and get something from it. Let's see some introductory games now, which will whet our appetite.